Hi, good afternoon. This is Tracee Dunblazier with the Cover Chatcast. We are the Coalition of Visionary Resources, a trade organization for the mind, body, spirit marketplace. And today I've got a very special guest with me. Her name is Ananta Ripa Ajmera. Did I say that right?
Ananta Ripa Ajamera. Oh, very close.
Excellent. She's an award-winning author, spiritual teacher, and co-founder of The Ancient Way. It's a bridge between ancient wisdom and modern living with spiritual growth programs rooted in Ayurveda, yoga, and Vedanta to awaken your inner guru so you lead, serve, and love with integrity. And you can learn more at theancientway.co/community. And I will figure out a way to put that in our comments here. As soon as somebody comments for me, I can add that in. So welcome, Ananta. So glad to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. It's wonderful to be with you.
Absolutely. So tell me a little bit about your organization, The Ancient Way.
Sure. The Ancient Way is basically a bridge between ancient wisdom and modern living that is focused a lot around spiritual empowerment and really supporting people to awaken to the wisdom that lives deep within. We often actually have all the answers we need within ourselves, but it's just a matter of accessing that and really digging deep enough within ourselves to be able to ultimately become what it is we're looking for in the world. So that's what all of our programs, our community, and our education are really designed to support people with.
Mm-hmm. And so, as a business, so how big is the organization? Like, when you are all your classes online, or are the services in person? Like, how did you set all that up?
Sure. Yeah. So as of right now, all of our offerings are online because we're looking to really expand our spiritual transformation programs to include a
Mhm.
lot more people in all different corners of the world as a foundation to then be able to offer more local meetups and local retreats, workshops, and other types of gatherings. So right
Mhm.
now we have three main offerings online. One is our community program, the Circle of Life community, where people can begin their hero's journey with a 9-step framework for activating your spiritual hero. And we have a lot of resources in that community for how to eat healthy, how to also have all the foods you like, but guilt
Mhm.
free because they're cooked in accordance with the principles of Ayurveda and that holistic health wisdom that it has. We have a lot of chakra visualization guides and recordings on there. We have embodiment tutorials of yoga, tai chi, qigong. We're doing a lot of empowerment also around writing and speaking and really
Uh-huh.
finding and expressing your most authentic voice in the world. A lot of people ask me how to write a book, right? And how to get published as an author. So I'm like, okay, I'm getting this question enough that I
Yes.
understand I'm supposed to help people with this and create a program to give people
Yes.
step-by-step support and resources and
That's
editorial
great.
help to really be able to do that. So that feels like an important mission that's driving all of our programs. We also do a spiritual warrior program where we support you even more deeply to write your own medicinal story, to be able
Mhm.
to, speak it and to be able to do some physical strength training as well. And then we have an online wellness ambassador program where you can learn all of the ins and outs of Ayurveda lifestyle for seasonal and daily health practices.
Oh, nice. That sounds wonderful. Now, you are located in Florida, you said.
Yes, I'm personally in Florida.
So the organization, do you guys have a space where you are in Florida, where people can do program work in person as well as online?
Not
Or
yet,
is it
but that's
okay?
part of the plan is to have that for sure, and we will soon. Right now, I've been traveling quite a bit to do different events and speaking engagements and things like that. So I might partner up with a local agency or company here for the time being to invite people who want to come to Florida to have that kind of experience for sure. But the focus right now is really growing our community. We have people already all over the world, and as we have more people, then it makes more sense to host the in-person
Right,
engagements from there. So
right. And so what kind of apps or products do you use as a business to reach your community? Do you have like I know that there are lots of different types of, like, I'm using Be Live TV, which is related to Facebook, and it's a streaming uh, platform. So what kinds of products did you choose for yours, and how did you choose them?
Yeah, good question. One of the main products we use is Thinkific. We use that to host our online memberships, courses, content, and we have a community also, like a community forum on there. We're using its integrations to build a member directory and all of these other types of add-on support services. I think it
Interesting.
just fit all of the requirements that we had for people to be able to comment on a particular teaching, ask a question if they need to, engage in a
Right.
dialogue, and the ability to easily transfer our files onto there. And it helps that
Mhm.
we've used it now for over a year. So once you start
Right.
kind of growing your content in one place, it just makes sense to try to keep it there.
Right. And what was your path that led you to doing this work?
My path that led me to doing this work was really my own health issues. I suffered for many years with eating disorders, and
Mhm.
I had really bad anxiety, nightmares, trouble digesting my food. And, I would go to the regular Western medical doctors, and they would tell me that I was in excellent health. And I'm like, really? Insomnia?
Yeah.
Not being able to digest my food, anxiety, that's excellent health? I don't
Yeah.
think so, but okay, let me look further into this. And I think ever since I was a teenager, I've been really like researching the root causes of the kind of challenges that I've had. And then once I got to college, I learned yoga, and that helped a lot. And then I went from diet to diet and meditation retreats where you would just sit for 10 days straight. And I'm like, I need something that's going to be more friendly to the body. And that's when
Right.
Ayurveda came into the picture. And it came in a package where I learned Ayurveda, yoga, and Vedanta, spiritual philosophy, from a traditional lineage, which was a great opportunity to get to go to the
Yeah.
source of the teachings and really go deep into it. So I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, that's amazing. So you hope to, with your organization, lead people down that same path that you went with whatever they bring to you, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Supporting people to really go and be radically honest, to address and get to the root cause of whatever is creating the distress or suffering in their lives, and
Yeah.
basically to author your own journey of transforming that and really transforming your pain into power and thereby finding your purpose. That's definitely
Right.
been my journey. And I think every part of my journey I have documented and shared in some way within my books and within the
Yeah.
community and podcasts and all the things that I do. I feel it's important to do them and offer them from a space where I've benefited from them and where they've
Right.
transformed my life first and
Right.
foremost.
Yeah, I completely agree. That touches on something that you and I were talking about before we started this, before we went live, is the idea of integrity in our industry. Integrity as a business, and integrity in regarding your services that you provide. And uh, tell me more about what you think about that. How does one? I know it sounds so simple, but or what does a person do if they come across a company or an organization or a practitioner that doesn't have integrity? That maybe they might be manipulative, or they ask or require something of them that makes them uncomfortable, right? Because this is something that it happens all the time. I was mentioning that I'm totally a cleanup lady as a spiritual empath. A lot of clients come to me after they've seen somebody or had a really bad experience, and I have to kind of talk them down or out of that cycle of belief and understanding that everybody is like that, because they're just not. That's not what spirituality, uh, the multi-dimensional world will bring you, certainly whatever you are prepared to receive. And so that's how I think some of those people are brought into consciousness, is to help people really see what they believe about themselves and others. But what should one do if they come across a company?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked this question because I definitely encountered this on my own spiritual journey. And for me, it was important to digest all of the good teachings that I learned from certain teachers on my path, and then
Yeah.
to really let go of any kind of suffering as a result of their behaviors. Really
Right.
consciously let it go. Like I have different rituals I do from the Vedic spiritual tradition that help
Hmm.
you with the water medium to let go of negative
Mm.
emotions. And I think that
Yeah.
was really helpful to be consistent with that and to put something tangible where I'm like, I'm letting go of any fear, or I'm letting go of any resentment towards anyone
Mhm.
who's hurt me in the past, and at the
Yes.
same time really appreciating all that I learned from that, because I think I learned a lot more from the dark experiences on the path
Right.
than I did from those who just embodied love and light. And I've had such loving teachers also, but I feel it was the darkness that
Mhm.
allowed me to appreciate just how pure the pure
Right.
ones truly were. So I feel
Right.
that when we approach these situations with a lens of embarking upon our own hero's journey, it makes a
Mhm.
huge difference. So I felt
Right.
so motivated to write my second book, The Way of the Goddess, daily
Hmm.
rituals that have helped me to awaken my inner warrior and discover my true self
Yes.
for the world, to really have this process that I've gone through in the laboratory of my own life, that if
Hmm.
you're going through this, it would really benefit you to read, in terms of my step by
Right.
step processes, rituals that you can do that have helped me and helped my own students and community. And I think that would be, a great place to start, but really just reframing it all as
Hmm.
how you're going to write your own hero's journey out of it and author your own script, because we all have that power to be the
Right.
author of our own life's destiny and our own life's script. And I think when we're just awake to that, these experiences really help to strengthen our own clarity and conviction in the ultimate teachings of spirituality, and to really practice discernment. One of the things that has been most empowering for me on the spiritual path is this practice of not taking anything for granted and
Right.
really questioning everything, including ourselves, including our own motivations, including why is this coming to me? What does this have to teach me? And just approaching
Absolutely.
everything as a humble student, but at the same time, remembering your own power to be
Right.
the master of your life, I feel are very life changing ways to approach these situations.
Yeah. To your point, I think a lot of people who uh, they enter into relationships or situations with practitioners or experts, and they naturally hand over that power. They
Yeah,
make, going to a Western medicine doctor, and especially here, the culture in America as a whole, we look at medicine, and that somebody else is in charge of it. you know
yeah,
and like you said, they what they think is that you're in perfect health until the gap is so gaping and huge and obvious, and then it can come up on a test or come up, and so I feel like people really finding the things in your life, whether it is a path or a person or books or whatever you do, uh, but giving yourself permission to walk away from it at any given time, and give yourself space from it, so that you like to empower yourself to not have to continue. There is always a path, with or without the people that there's
yeah,
always
I know.
there's always more organizations, there's always more experiences, and so you giving yourself permission to say no to some of them if they're not bringing you the enlightenment that you need, or the experience that you need, or they're supporting you and feeling bad about yourself you know
Yeah, yeah, I'm so glad that you said that, because I think when people are in it, when I was in it, it's so hard to even imagine your life without some of
Yeah.
these people because there's so much brainwashing also that goes on that
Yeah.
I think really requires that spirit of questioning and that
Yes.
ability to give yourself that permission that no matter
Hmm.
what is going on, it doesn't matter. Like I have the power to change my reality and to change my situation. And I think when we take that back, it's itself such an empowering and liberating thing to
Absolutely.
do. And yeah, it's ultimately you who choose to give your power to such people, right? Like, even though they're demanding it and manipulating for it, they can't have it unless someone is willing to give it. So I
Right.
feel like remembering that autonomy and realizing that itself is really huge in that
Right.
situation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, so that's real. So what else? What else do you want to tell us about your organization? Tell me maybe a little bit about your books. So we have a few more minutes here left, and I'd like to hear more about those.
Oh, sure. Yeah, so I've written two books. The most recent one is called The Way of the Goddess. I actually have it
Mhm.
right here. It's
Nice.
daily rituals to awaken your inner warrior and discover your true self. It's written as a divine feminine hero's journey that takes you
Mhm.
through 9 different chakras to be able to cultivate 9 spiritual superpowers of stability, creativity, transformation, love, voice, intuition, truth, rejuvenation, and the power of intention so that you can ultimately lead and serve with integrity. It's an illustrated coffee table gift book with some really beautiful illustrations by a British illustrator I had to really search online to find.
Uh-huh.
Um, and it's also available on audiobook, so you can also listen to it. I
Wonderful.
the opportunity to record that almost a year ago. And
Wonderful.
it's really been my path of liberation. And
Mhm.
it's based in the 9 goddess spiritual festival of the
Mhm.
Indian subcontinent, which is
Right.
celebrating the warrior mother goddess Durga and the journey that she takes, which is symbolic of the journey we all have to go on to really conquer our inner demons and become the highest version of ourselves. And my
Yeah.
other book is called The Ayurveda Way, and that is also a book of rituals, 108 practices from the world's oldest healing tradition to have less stress, better sleep,
I don't need
optimal
help with that.
and more. And it's again another illustrated coffee table book with a lot of simple
Mhm.
practices that you can do to get started on your path with
Mhm.
holistic healing and really reclaiming your health as your own birthright and destiny.
Mhm.
And it's interesting you mentioned about the modern medical realm because whenever I go to meet doctors, they find all of this very interesting. And I
Mhm.
even had one recently offer to keep our flyers in their office to be able to give to patients. And I think it's actually very complementary to Western medicine because Ayurveda
Absolutely.
and yoga and spirituality give you the prevention and give you the
Yeah.
daily self care to ideally not have certain issues come up on tests.
Right.
And when you
Right.
have those
Exactly.
issues, then you need the acute care that Western medicine can provide. So,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. So those are my books.
Wonderful. And where can they get them if they want to right now? Where are your books carried?
Oh, sure. So the best way to find the current book is to visit theancientway.co
Mhm.
slash way of the goddess. I have links to all of the different retailer sites where you can order the book. And the other book, you can just search it on all of those retail sites as well.
Fantastic. Well, this has just been delightful to talk to you today about you and your business. And uh, it looks like it just sounds like you guys are doing such amazing work in the world, and we really appreciate you. Is there
Oh,
anything else that you'd like to leave people with?
I would just say to, believe that everything you're searching for in life ultimately lives within you.
Mm, yes.
And
Good.
thank you so
Well,
much for
thank you.
having me.
It's my pleasure. So thank you everybody for joining us today for our quick noontime podcast, the Cover Chatcast. I'm Tracee Dunblazier. I'm the president of Cover, and you can find Cover online, of course, at covr.org. If you are a mind, body, spirit business or doing work in the mind, body, spirit marketplace, give us a look and become a member. So thanks, everybody. Have a great day, Ananta.
Thank you so much. You too.